Hi there, welcome back to See Today Business. In today's Business Talk, we are going to explore on the green economy in logistics. Now, the Ministry of National Development Planning, or Bapanas, views the green economy as a catalyst for enhancing Indonesia's competitiveness. In line with this, the country emphasizes the need for green economy integration across various sectors, including logistics. Bapanas believes implementing green logistics will benefit three key areas, namely ecology, society, and, of course, the economy. As stated in the report on green logistics issued by the United Nations Economic Commission for Europe, in addition to ecological impacts, green logistics is proven to increase efficiency for companies. Reports said that Geodis can reduce carbon dioxide emissions by 21 tons and save about 11,000 euros a year in warehousing and transportation. The company can reduce carbon dioxide emissions by 10 tons per year and save up to 20% on fuel. Supply Chain Indonesia encourages the industry, especially logistics service providers, to implement green logistics in two main activities, namely warehousing and transportation. For the implementation of green logistics, the government's role is needed, especially in the preparation of transportation infrastructure and the development of eco-friendly fueling stations and public electric vehicle charging stations. All right, let's be honest, we do love our items to be delivered to us, right to our doors. While we are saving the environment by staying at home, delivery systems can also be kinder to Mother Earth. And today we are exploring the world of sustainable city couriers who are on the front lines of delivering a greener future. And get ready to learn more about these cutting-edge practices that are setting new standards for eco-friendly urban delivery, because already joining me now is Westbike Messenger CEO Omar Stamboel. Hi, Mas Omar, thank you so much for dropping by our studios.
Thanks for having me.
Right, so currently you are the largest bicycle courier company in Southeast Asia with more than 120 couriers operating in 7 cities.
Right.
So tell us more about the industry of this greener or cleaner logistics and couriers.
Yes, so as you know, I think logistics is one of the growing industry in Indonesia, especially because of e-commerce and the digitalization of transportation and logistics. The growth has been very positive, especially before COVID. I think the growth has been very exponential, but then we saw it slowed down quite a bit since COVID. But at least in the last 2-3 years, we have seen the trend is quite positive for the logistic industry.
Right, so tell us more about this positive trend. And just to make clear, all your couriers, they deliver using bicycles,
Correct. Right? So we have around 100 couriers in 5 cities now, in Jakarta, Bogor, Surabaya, and Bali. They're all using bicycles to deliver any packages, as well using electric cargo bikes to deliver much more bigger and heavier packages.
So electric bikes as well. So, of course, there are many options for deliveries. Usually, as we know, of course, motorcycles are one of the more popular ones. From what you've seen, what is the impetus for consumers to, choose bike delivery messengers?
Correct. Yeah, I think in the past, 2-3 years, we're seeing that people are now more aware towards sustainability. They want to have their, their supply chain or their delivery to be much more greener. They know that the impact of carbon emission, is challenging, especially in urban cities, big cities. So I think now they are much more aware, and they want to have some kind of solution or services that can provide much more cleaner and greener services, especially in the logistic industry.
Right, and as we spoke in the break, you work also with corporates as well, right? Offices and so forth. What's the impetus for them to?
Yes, so we're now seeing that a lot of corporations, including either it is in banking or e-commerce companies or even logistic companies, they want to have a solution that can help them reduce their carbon emission. So I think now, one, they are much more aware. 2, they want to change, but again, to change transforming from more, conventional motorcycles
Yeah.
to a much more sustainable transportation, it can take a while, right? So they do want to have some kind of solution that can help their deliveries and their fleet to be much more green, and that's why they rather choose us as a bicycle courier to deliver their packages for them to lower their carbon emission, basically.
Right, and as we were discussing earlier as well before the break, you also handle logistics,
Yeah.
which is larger items.
Yes.
How does that work?
So for larger items, again, we've developed and designed our own electric cargo bikes.
Wow.
So it's like a bicycle, but it has a cargo in front of it. We manufactured here in Indonesia.
Okay.
It can hold up to 100 kilos of packages. That's around, we can bring over 100 of packages in one trip, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you do partnerships with certain maybe e-commerce and so forth?
Correct.
Also?
We now one of our biggest e-commerce partners now Zalora.
Yep.
So we also work with them to give their customer options
Yep.
to have their packages delivered sustainably.
Ah, interesting. And has there been good growth in that sense? Like people selecting that?
Yeah.
How's that been?
The growth has been positive.
Yeah.
We have quite a big exponential growth pre-COVID.
Okay.
But then since COVID, again, like I mentioned before, the growth has been slowed down.
Yeah.
Because, of course, for us, our specialty is in commercial, highly dense commercial areas. So in building complex, apartment complex, because I think with bicycle, it's much more efficient and much
Right.
more productive in those type of areas where there's congestions. For our couriers, they don't have to go to the basement, to the loading dock, right?
Right,
They can just
okay.
find a tree and then tie their bicycles, and
Right.
they can go through the lobby, right? For instance, in Sudirman, maybe
Yeah.
motorcycle has to go around
Right.
Buran HI.
And you can just kind of.
For us, we
Yeah.
can use the crossing bridge, right?
Okay.
So it's much more productive and much more efficient. So our partner, logistic partner, did a research
Yeah.
for our performance. So one motorcycle couriers, for one bicycle couriers equals to 3 motorcycle couriers in terms of the cost, in
Yeah.
terms of the efficiency and the productivity.
Wow. Okay, but tell us about the challenges as well, though, because
Yeah.
I used to bike to work as well,
Yes.
and it's quite a long distance, and it's difficult.
Yes.
Biking, across the city in Jakarta.
Yeah.
So tell us more about that safety issues, maybe.
Yeah.
As well.
The challenge, probably infrastructure.
Right.
In the roads, even though there are so-called bike lanes, right, in big roads, but it's full of motorcycles.
Right.
So one is infrastructure is not that friendly towards bicycle couriers or even any bicycles, basically. But then again, our accident rate is very, very low.
Wow.
Why? Because for bicycle, one, we're not as fast as motorcycles, right? Secondly, because we are much more smaller and much more slower, we're much more aware towards our surroundings. That's why our courier are much more, aware of their surroundings, so they're much more safe, riding their bicycles. So I think the infrastructure is key for us to have better roads,
Yeah.
less potholes, right? We need more bike lanes so that we can have a much more comfortable ride for bicycles.
Okay.
And secondly, I think awareness
Yeah.
towards sustainability.
Okay.
I think that is one of the challenge as well. I think in Indonesia, different with other countries, such as in the US or in Europe, where it's very common to have bicycle couriers.
Yeah.
Because they're everywhere, and because the people are much more aware and much more educated towards sustainability and know the impact of green logistics, whereas in Indonesia, I think we're still in the beginning part of it, right? So I think it's gonna take some time to
Right.
educate people about sustainable logistics.
We are running out of time, maybe just about 20 seconds. I just want to know about your future plans, your
Yep.
growth, because as you were mentioning, there's a lot of challenges here. It's not really many bike-friendly cities in
Yes.
Asia. So this is quite interesting to
Yep.
me, but you're seeing positive growth. So what are your future plans? Just very quick.
Yeah, I think we're doing this for the long term.
Yeah.
We're not going to solve the problem overnight or
Yeah.
in 1 or 2 years. So I think right now our main effort is to educate and build awareness towards sustainability in logistics so that people are more aware and they demand a sustainable supply chain towards their businesses.
Okay. Mas Omar Stamboel, thank you so much for dropping by to our studios.
Thanks for
and
having me.
Good luck with all your future ventures,
Thank you.
making Indonesia more green. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, that was our conversation business talk for now. In the meantime, stay connected with us through our social media. We are available on Instagram, X, and YouTube at CToday News.